While the government sought to take pressure off petrol prices by cutting excise by 22.1 cents a litre for 6 months, the US overnight has taken another step to ease the burden. Our business editor Ross Greenwood is here to explain. Now, Ross, good morning. So this is about replacing supplies of oil lost because of sanctions on Russia.
Yeah, we heard a little earlier from Joe Biden, the US president, basically saying that they're going to release strategic reserves of 1 million barrels a day for the next 6 months to try and take pressure off oil prices and therefore off fuel prices as well. Now, it's almost had an immediate impact. Now, you can see where Australia's gone to, reducing the excise on this. But the move by the United States has actually had a second effect that's going to affect petrol prices here in Australia. Now, overnight, you've actually seen the oil price fall pretty significantly, down by around 6.5% at the last look. It's around $7 US a barrel. And you can see right now sitting at $100.81 a barrel. It had been, of course, as high as $120 US a barrel. The second thing I can also show you is basically what's happening at the fuel pump around Australia. I've pulled out today, just for the example, Peter, I've thrown out Melbourne. Now, in the Melbourne petrol prices right now, you can start to see the impact that's happening. Just on this map here, taken from Motormouth, it just spots out the green dots. Now, the red dots are likely to be around about $2 a litre. The green dots are likely to be below $1.80 a litre. Now, this is being replicated around the country. You can pick it up on Motormouth. It's pretty simple to find out. But what it shows you is the impact of what the government has done. But then on top of that, also the falling oil prices and the fuel price cycle in the various state capitals is having an impact. And so right now there can be a difference in those fuel prices of around 20 cents a litre, depending on which state you're in, depending on which capital city you're in. But as I say, the prices are coming down as a result of the actions, not only by the federal government, but also by falling oil prices.
OK, speaking of prices going up, what about car prices, Ross? They've already risen pretty sharply, and there are long waits for many models. You're saying it's going to get worse.
It is going to get worse. It's really actually one of the sad consequences of the floods in northern New South Wales and southeast Queensland. Is just talking to the Insurance Council yesterday, they've indicated that as of Friday last week, there were 25,000 motor vehicle claims. It made up around 15% of total claims. Now, the biggest claims are clearly going to be those for houses and for equipment and for offices and factories and so forth. But cars are a really important part. Now, the problem is that right now there's a shortage of supply of cars in Australia as a result of a shortage of computer chips. The point is that these 25,000 cars, and it's growing because of what's taking place in Lismore right now, what's taking place in Byron Bay and other parts of northeast New South Wales. So the reality is that there is going to be even more claims and more need for more cars. Now, in the case of northern New South Wales, there's even been car dealerships completely wiped out, which means that they'll need to be replaced as well. So the whole consequence of this is that the supply chain issue for cars is not going to improve, and it's highly likely for some models, particularly the most popular models, some of the four-wheel drives, the utes, all this type of thing, that they are likely to continue to be higher. Indeed, even used car prices will continue to be higher as well. And that, of course, has been one of the consequences of inflation in the United States and most likely here in Australia as well.
OK. Ross, thank you. Talk to you soon.